Suspended Bureau of Corrections Director General Gerald Bantag surfaced today, days after murder complaints were filed against him over the death of hard-hitting radio man Percy Lapid and the alleged middleman in the case, Cristito Palanya. John Eric Mendoza fills us in with the details. Eric?
Suspended Bucor Director General Gerald Bantag surfaced on Friday, but not without dropping bombshells. In his exclusive SMNI interview, Bantag alluded that the convicted drug lord German Agojo may be involved in the killing of radio man Percival Mabasa, better known as Percy Lapid. Bantag claimed that Agojo is the boss of confessed gunman Joel Escorial and the supposed middleman Cristito Palanya, who was already died. Lapid was killed in an ambush near his neighborhood in Las Peñas City on October 3. Escorial surrendered and was presented to the media on October 18, the same day Palanya was reported dead inside the new Beleaguered prison. Bantag was accused of ordering the murder of Palanya and Lapid due to Lapid's expose, where the broadcaster showed the vehicles and properties Bantag allegedly owned. Bantag stressed that he could not possibly work with Agojo because the convicted drug lord, according to him, was mad at him and wanted him dead. Bantag, meanwhile, said he appealed to the media or appeared to the media to rise to the challenge of Justice Secretary Boying Remulla, who told him to face the charges like a man in another salvo of attack. Bantag dared Remulla to resign as the DOJ secretary, saying the latter, quote, has lost his credibility and moral ascendancy. He also accused Remulla of conditioning the public to hold him responsible for the killing of Lapid. The Justice Department, however, urged Remulla not to, quote, muddle the issue and not to clutch at straws. In a statement read by DOJ spokesperson Jose Dominic Lavano, the Justice Department said nobody wanted the evidence to point to Bantag and that they even hoped to pin the blame to drug syndicates. The Justice Department, however, admitted that it was not a good news when the evidence started to point to Bantag. The Justice Department, nevertheless, told Bantag there is a proper venue to discuss and settle this case. They
Eric, I'm sure many people are closely following the developments in the Percy Lapid Slay case. What's next on the part of the DOJ?
Now that complaints has been filed for murder against Bantag and Zulueta Bay, a subpoena will be sent to the respondents for them to answer to their counter affidavit. The DOJ has already formed a three-member panel of prosecutors that would conduct the preliminary investigation of the two murder complaints. Then a preliminary investigation will be set to determine when there is a sufficient ground that a crime has been committed and that the respondents should be held for a trial. So after that, if the charges are already filed in court, that is when a full-blown trial is done. Okay?
And Eric, you mentioned Zulueta, because during the filing of murder complaints, it wasn't just against Bantag, but also Bucor Deputy Security Officer Ricardo Zulueta. Justice Secretary Remulla said last Monday that Zulueta has since gone into hiding. Do we have updates about his whereabouts?
Yes, Bay. Well, actually, the PNP and the NBI said they're bolstering their efforts to find Zulueta, but for now, he's still at large. Okay?
Thank you, Eric. That's John Eric Mendoza reporting live.